Q&A, that would be great. Okay, perfect. So firstly, business applications. So you've got your Office 365 under that. Communication and collaboration, you've got things like Dropbox for Business under that. Infrastructure such as Azure, security, so you've got your Trend Micro and your Symantec and Norton, as well as your cloud management services. So you just need to click on that cloud services pull-down menu. Marketplace updates. So we've had quite a few changes to our marketplace recently. One of the biggest changes was the new Dropbox for Business plans. So it's not just a single plan for Dropbox Business, but now you've got your advanced and your standard plans. So let us know if you require more detail on that. Also new on the marketplace, we have our range of Trend Micro Cloud options. So we've got Cloud App Security for Office 365, Trend Micro Worry-Free Services, and Trend Micro Hosted Email Security. Also new to the marketplace in the last few weeks, we have the Autodesk AutoCAD software, as well as Norton Security for Professionals, which we'll be having a webinar later this week on. Also recently available is Symantec Endpoint Protection Cloud. So this is available for order on the marketplace. We also have available PSTN conferencing, but this needs to be transacted through your traditional Ingram Micro account. DocuSign you can purchase via your traditional Ingram Micro account as well. We also have our new Office 365 referral program. So if you're familiar with Office 365 directly from Microsoft, under the Advisor program where you used to get a certain percentage of commission from Microsoft for selling Office 365 plans, because of them winding that promotion down, we've actually taken this as an opportunity to provide that kind of program directly to our resellers. So essentially, for I guess those who are new to Office 365, what that means is you just refer us, your customer, and we provide you with a commission based on the plans that you purchase for your customer. And as well as that, we own the billing and support relationships as well. So you still have the ability to wrap around your own services. You just don't need to worry about the billing or support aspect. There are also new Dynamics 365 plans, so please get in touch with our team if you have any questions on that, or just type a message in the chat box and then we'll get back to you. Making its way on the marketplace very soon. So we have the marketplace, which should be available quite shortly in this quarter. Also Windows CSP, which should also, sorry, not this quarter, next quarter. Windows CSP also should be available next quarter, as well as ID Sync. So I'll go through this in a little bit more detail later as we go through the ConnectWise stuff, but essentially the ID Sync component can help you to automate billing from our marketplace directly into ConnectWise's systems. So great news. So if you're, I guess, new to these update sessions, you may not have been aware that Telstra have been converting some of their customers, or converting all of their customers slowly to CSP. So what this means is you can add Ingram Micro licenses to what were existing Telstra tenants. So you need to firstly check that Telstra is the CSP partner, so that it's been converted to a CSP tenant. How you do this is you check in the Office 365 admin account, check on settings on the left-hand menu, partner relationships, and if Telstra shows as the cloud solution provider, then it's been converted to a CSP tenant. So the process for adding licenses and the conversion process for adding Ingram licenses is exactly the same as converting an Advisor or Microsoft Direct tenant. You just need to make sure that the subscription with Telstra is ending so that double billing will not occur. So now, without further ado, let me introduce to you Phil Morgan, our International Senior Solutions Architect from ConnectWise, who will go through our focus topic for today. So I've just changed the mode of sharing, so just bear with me one moment. Okay. So just time is just a bit old.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Bill.
thank you, Emmie. Appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to talk to you guys just for a few minutes about hopefully some things that are going to help you guys better manage the cloud, better manage your Office 365, better manage your workloads, and make sure that you're, kind of starting to help you guys build that practice around cloud services. Because today it's a lot of, we all have these practice areas that we kind of cover, and cloud services is just sort of this thing that we do because some people are in the cloud. We've got we get spreadsheets. We're trying to figure out how to get those spreadsheets into invoicing and accounting, and we got to make sure we're prorating bills and turning customers on and off when we need to, and managing policies. And hopefully we'll help show you guys how we have a solution ultimately that will help make that whole process and everything else that you do within the business hopefully a little bit easier. So a little bit about me. I'm the guy with the huge title, the International Senior Solutions Architect. I guess I couldn't figure out what to call me, so I just figured if we throw all the titles in there, he should be covered. All right. See if I can change slides here, Emmie. We really did test this out ahead of time, and it worked. There we go. So my name is Bill Morgan. I do work for ConnectWise. I've been doing this for about 17, 18 years now. I came on board ConnectWise in 2010. There was about 85 employees at the time, and so now we are almost 1,000 employees. So we have offices in Australia, which is actually where I'm located. So I'm in Sydney right now. I'll be here for a while. We're actually in the MLC Center downtown. So I'm sure anybody has walked by, they can point up to the 57th floor. That's where we're located. We also have our headquarters is in Tampa, and of course, our other offices in the UK. All right. So I actually managed the sales engineering team for LabTech, and after that, I ended up managing the worldwide ZSE team. So all of the engineers that worked in pre-sales all reported into me. And so that's a little bit about what I've done. I am, as I have said, a self-proclaimed propeller head. So I'm the geeky guy in the room. Love talking technical, but for today, we're going to keep it pretty high level. So I want to start with some tools that can help better provide or transition you to being a CSP. All right, building a cloud practice, doing managing CSP, and then managing partners and customers and policies and all that other good stuff around it. So, but I want to start with a little bit about kind of where we came from and how we ended up where we are today. And so this is what our business looked like in the 80s and 90s. Okay, so we still have an IT solution provider in Tampa. And that ITSP has been going strong since 1982, right? They consistently bring 20% plus to the bottom line. They're a relatively small business. They're about 12 to 14-man shop. And as Arnie and David were kind of, growing that business, they ran into a lot of the same problems that a lot of folks on the phone and folks that run into, and it's called chaos. It's trying to make all these different processes. Forget even the software. It's just trying to take these different processes, trying to get the people who can do those, and then sort of map those into some kind of technology that can help us out. And then a lot of times, and I tell everybody this, there's a lot of really great point solutions out there, but the challenge is when it comes to integrating them, trying to make them work and talk together and create the most efficient process possible, it just turns into chaos, right? Trying to export out of one system and import into another one and try to clean the data up and manual intervention processes and things like that. So enter ConnectWise. So we started actually building the software back in 1997. And ultimately the goal of that was to give us some control back and try to organize things a little bit more and to try to build a platform that, could run the business, that did all the things that we need to do as a technology solution provider, right? And so having done that since 1982, we're intimately familiar with how that style or that type of business runs. So if you're doing any kind of service-based business, any kind of technology solutions, whether you're a software vendor, low voltage, physical security, IT solutions provider, MSP, any of those, break, fix, all of those, we've done those for the past 30 years. And so for us, it was about trying to put together something that would help make us a little bit better and allow us to be a lot more efficient than what we were. All right, so in order to help us, so now over the years, we've put together a suite of solutions. You may have, obviously, I think probably some people on the phone have heard of ConnectWise. Just to kind of clarify, so ConnectWise is now the company, and the solutions that we sold previously have sort of altered their names a little bit. And so we've got Automate now, which used to be LabTech. We've merged all the companies as of 2015 at midnight on December 31st. We merged all the companies together into one entity, so now we're all one family. One CEO, Arnie Bellini's leading the charge there. And so we've got Automate's formerly LabTech, Cell would formerly be Quozal, Control would formerly be Screen Connect. And ConnectWise, which has been synonymous with the software and the company, is now called Manage. So it's ConnectWise Manage. And so we've kind of done this whole master branding strategy to help kind of make sense out of it for everybody so they understand kind of what we do and how we do it. But we have all of those solutions now. So we have ConnectWise Manage, formerly ConnectWise, Automate, which is formerly LabTech, so the remote monitoring and management piece of the suite. ConnectWise Cell, which is our coding and proposal tool, used to be Quozal, and then Control. For those of you that are familiar with Screen Connect, we purchased them about 2 years ago and integrated them into our platform, making it one of the best remote control solutions out there. So when you have to control technology, it's pretty awesome. So let's take a look at, traditionally this is what all of our customers look like, right? We had a pretty standard office with all of our folks in there, our employees, and then somewhere over here in the corner, we had a little server room, right? And so in there we had our Exchange server. Sometimes we had our SBS server, right? And we had our domain controller and our print server and all that stuff was kind of buried in that closet. Well, that kind of is changing now, and so a lot of that stuff is now moving out, and that whole section that we used to manage on premises is now moving up into the cloud. And so when you have one individual user managing the cloud, it's not too bad to manage, right? So you have somebody who might have Dropbox, or this one guy's got some, his Google Mail and then or Gmail, and then somebody else is using some other online backup service, and that one user, it's not too bad. But the challenge really started to come in when we had all of these users, right, that were now consuming various different cloud services, where you have your people using Dropbox, and some people using OneDrive, and some people using SharePoint Online, other people using Office 365 as it starts to roll out. And so now you've got this huge mix of different cloud solutions. Forget about the servers that are moving from on-site to the cloud, like moving into Azure Active Directory, and now we're running virtual machines, and we've got storage in the cloud. We've got databases and websites we're hosting in the cloud instead of hosting all those things on site. And so that's why it's super important to become have that cloud service, have that service, that practice area for you guys to be able to effectively manage all these different cloud hosting options and services that your customers are consuming. So enter for us, we said, hey, we're going to try to make that a little bit easier, and we introduced something called Cloud Console, which allows us to basically monitor, manage, and bill for the cloud. So Cloud Console now, again, we can now manage it. So like we're managing Office 365 and Azure workloads. So being able to manage the actual Exchange policies that we would normally manage on site, we just move that to the cloud. So now we can do policy management, your public folders, and your distribution groups, as well as your email list, your alias, your forwarding, your password policies. And then we can monitor the cloud as well. So actually pulling in API, we're actually plugged into Microsoft's APIs where we can monitor the status and the state of OneDrive, storage, Office 365, mailbox sizes, the degradation of services. So if Microsoft is experiencing issues, we can actually monitor that. Even though we can't fix it, we can still have the ability to monitor that, let your customers know. We can say, hey, you know what, let's create a ticket. Let's notify our customers, hey, we're seeing a degradation in service in, Office 365 right now. And then when that comes back online, notify our customers and let them know, hey, service is back online now. And then, of course, billing. That's probably one of the most important things. There was a really interesting statistic that we found out, and it looks like this. Being able to bill for the cloud, a lot of times as IT people, what we see is the customer is just hired new employees. They need email running, and they need it now, right? And so they don't care about your billing or whether or not you've gotten paid for it or when you turn it on. They don't care. They just need to know, I need mailboxes, and I need them turned on now, and I need my employees up and running, my colleagues. And so for us as IT people, we go, sure, no problem. We just turn it right on, and we get it going right away. But it's the whole procurement process of that, and then getting it turned on, getting it associated to the right client, and then getting it billed, and then getting it prorated when we need to. And that's kind of where things start to fall apart is that prorating and billing process. And even in the procurement process, you're sitting there sorting through the bill with Ingram at the end of the month trying to figure out who goes what, where, and why, and when do we turn it on, and I don't even know, so we'll just bill them for the next month, and we're not going to worry about it. Well, the problem with that is with the current margins the way they are, especially on a product like Office 365, if you don't prorate that first 2 or 3 weeks of service, it takes you literally 4 to 5 months to just break even on that customer, right, when it comes to billing for those services. 4 to 5 months to break even. So you're working for free, essentially, when it comes to, getting your money back and starting to turn a profit on those. So you want to make sure you have an efficient way of procuring those licenses, which you can do. You can now procure through Ingram, through our Cloud Console, purchase those licenses, associate those to a customer, add them automatically to an agreement, and then prorate that bill from the day it starts and start billing that customer immediately, right? So it's a very efficient way without having the manual intervention. All right, so I'm going to talk really quick about just looking at the product as a whole and the whole suite of tools that we offer. And there's something that we call the buyer's journey, and it's something that I think every business owner and business should be thinking about is how do people interact with your business? Do you have service excellence in each area of your business? Are you doing the best you can possibly do in each area? When people think of good customer support, good customer experience, or service excellence, people immediately jump right to support. They go, yes, my support team's awesome, my techs rule. But what about the rest of the business? Do you have a great process for billing and collections? Are you effective at the sales to service delivery process? How are you doing getting your marketing? Are you even doing marketing? And if you are, how is that information getting to your salespeople so they can sell it? And so we kind of highlight some of the different areas of our platform that kind of show how you can do a better job in each of these. So in other words, marketing with ConnectWise Campaign Director, right? Being able to actually build your own marketing campaigns and track the ROI. Being able to build HTML emails, HTML landing pages, and deliver a quality customer experience to the people who haven't even met you yet. They're about to become a prospect. They're interested in your service. They're becoming aware of who you are. And so what does that experience look like to them? And so we're going to help you provide a quality experience and then be able to, once they raise their hand and say, I'm interested, right, be able to track all of their steps, right, this whole process of, hey, I emailed them. Hey, they clicked the link. Hey, they went through the portal, right? Or they put a landing form out there, and then which you can do, and they can fill out information and say, hey, you know what? I'm really interested in what you have to offer, right? So they can give you that information. Then you've got something's ringing. Emmie, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can still hear you.
Do you hear that ringing?
Yeah, let me have a look. Can anyone else hear that ringing? Jane can hear it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the participant menu and see if I can.
Oh, it stopped.
Okay, cool.
All right. Do I still have control?
Yeah, I'll pass it back to you.
All right, we'll wrap this thing up.
Okay.
Got it. All right. So as we were saying, it's about moving the process forward. So we're talking about marketing and creating, rich HTML content, landing pages, emails, following people through a gated process, being able to have them evaluate you, right? And so when they raise their hand, moving them into the sales process effectively and efficiently, getting it over to a person who can now go out and move that process forward, whatever that process looks like, right? Creating opportunities, being able to do quotes and proposals, right? Really nice looking quotes and proposals, being able to track people's progress as they review your quote, maybe do more options, get them into the purchasing process, right? So being able to, this is an example of building out an actual proposal where we can template out the different things that you offer, whether you do project work, managed services, break fix, doesn't matter. Sell software, you sell physical security, we can build templates around any kind of business or sales cycle that helps you to do the quoting process a lot easier. Give people options on those quotes so that they can choose, hey, you know what, here's option 1, option 2, option 3. You know what, I think I like the way option 3 looks. I think I'll take that. So, and if you're not offering multiple options during your sales process right now, you're missing out on a ton of additional revenue. Right, and then moving them through the purchasing process, right? So being able to actually acquire whatever it is that you're selling them. And then so putting together that opportunity and getting the workflows around when somebody does buy something from you, how do you transition that from sales to service delivery? So this is an example of us, potentially winning an opportunity and then moving that opportunity into delivery, being able to now say, we're going to use Cloud Console to go provision licensing. So we're going to go acquire the new licenses for our new customer. We're going to provision those things out. And then be able to go ahead and deliver that. So doing implementation, automating deployment. There's an example of a project plan. So in actually being able to convert something from a sale into an actual project. And so we don't lose anything in the translation on the handoff from sales to service delivery, right? Whatever we sold is exactly what we're going to go and deliver, and we're going to have all the supporting processes and documentation to back that up. And then being able to deliver out our services, right? So manage our project, deliver out the services with Automate, for example. So if we're going to be managing on-site infrastructure, managing desktops, managing servers, managing networks, being able to easily roll those things out and get those under management very, very quickly, right? And then being able to notice that we have all of our kind of dashboards here, and we've also incorporated the clouds. You see right there is Office 365. So actually being able to bring the monitors that we have deployed against Office 365, bring those monitors into the system and put them right next to all of your on-site. So kind of that true hybrid cloud fashion, but being able to manage it and look at things as if it were all one. It doesn't matter if it's in the cloud or if it's on-site. It's the ability to manage it no matter where it is, right? Having the ability to chat with a customer, giving them presence, capturing time, one of our most important commodities, right, is the time that we spend, is what we're billing for. Being able to capture that in the notes as well. And then being able to invoice it. We got to get paid. That's our idea, right, is making sure that all this work that we've done and everything that we're working towards leads to a successful billing and invoicing process. Make sure agreements are easy to manage, make sure invoices are easy to get out, and make sure that we're billing when we need to for what we need to bill for, and making sure that the billing is accurate. Nothing's more frustrating than when the billing is not correct. So making sure that those agreements are good, our bills are in place, getting those invoices out in a timely manner, and correct invoices. That's probably the most important part, is getting the correct invoices out there in a timely manner, letting people view those things in a customer portal and do things like that. So that's what I got for today. I'm going to go ahead and sort of hand it back over to Emmie so she can wrap it up.
Okay, thanks, Bill. We might turn to a time of questions. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself if you're muted and just let us know, or you can type the question in the chat panel. Okay, no worries. So what I might, so if anyone has any further questions, if you think of anything after this session, more than happy to jump on a call, get one of your account managers or business development managers to arrange a call with Bill separately, or you can just email through your questions to your cloud account manager or BDM. So with the, I know that it is 1:30, so I'll just very quickly go through the rest of our updates in terms of events and promotions. I'll just flick through all these slides. Oops, gone a little bit too far. So the Microsoft CSP cashback program is almost coming to a close. So make sure that you register yourself for the CSP cashback program ASAP so that you will be counted for any eligible subscriptions for Office 365. So in the EDM, which I'll send through to you as well, it's got the eligible subscriptions. It's for Microsoft non-managed partners, and it's only for net new Office 365 opportunities, so not for renewals. Later this week, we have a webinar for Norton Security for Professionals. So this is on this Wednesday at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So this product is specifically designed to address the security issues of a small growing business. So not so much for the more medium to larger customers, but if that's the kind of clientele that you cater for, please do join us. If you want any recordings on our past webinars, you can see our YouTube page. So I'll send this link through to you as well. We've just got a brief update on all the different webinars that we're holding. So you'll receive details from our marketing team if you're on our list. If not, please subscribe to our Cloud Elevate program. These details, once again, I will send through to you. So in our bootcamp series on Office 365, Azure, and Dropbox, we have one more location left, and that is Wollongong on the 5th of April at the Stage Hotel. So if you're getting started with Azure, please let us know, as we have a range of resources and programs to get you started. So this includes self-study online resources, including our Cloud Elevate on-demand portal, assistance with pricing and architecting solutions, assistance with moving solutions from classic Azure to CSP Azure. Just get in touch with either your cloud account manager, BDM, or email us on the address imcloudau@ingrammicro.com. So that's just showing you what's available on our on-demand platform. So we have a variety of Office 365 and Azure courses. We are constantly building this out. So if you wanted to make the marketplace your own, we can help you with this as well, whether it's just in terms of packaging, support and other services for your customers to order from your website and for us to be able to build them directly, or if you become, say, a Microsoft CSP Tier 1 provider, want to have that Odin platform for your backend so that you also can automatically provision Office 365 services. We can help you with that as well as if you wanted to add your range of hosted solutions. So just letting you know that we will grow with you. So for support, of course, you have your Cloud Account Manager or BDM. For technical support, you've got our service desk. So we've got a comprehensive knowledge base at servicedesk.cloud.im/KB. We also have 24/7 phone support on 1-800-464-519, or you can email our service desk at imcloudservicedesk@cloud.im or chat to one of our agents. So coming up in Marketplace Mondays, so being the first Monday of the month, we will go back to Marketplace 101. So whether you're new to the Marketplace, need a refresher, or you've got new staff who are going to be ordering on the Marketplace, please encourage them to come along to our session next week. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact our team. Either contact your Cloud Account Manager, BDM, or if you don't know who they are, please contact our team at imcloudau@ingrammicro.com, and then we will let you know who your allocated BDM or account manager is, or you can call us directly on 02-9381-6735. So run about 5 minutes over today. I'd like to thank you for joining us for our Marketplace Monday webinar featuring ConnectWise today. Thank you very much.